I get asked this question at least once a month. I'm 3 months pregnant. Can I get even just a small little tattoo? And my answer is always a hard no. And this is not just because I'm trying to be safe, it's also because your body is currently running a biological marathon. And your tattoo, or rather a tattoo, is a distraction that your body cannot necessarily afford. When you're pregnant, your body's immune system is already a little bit suppressed in order to not attack the baby. Now, imagine introducing some foreign pigments and some localized trauma to the skin. Your body is not going to register this as art. It will see it as a secondary infection risk. And it's not just about the ink or the trauma. We also have the adrenaline crush. I have talked about the chemistry of the body while you're in the chair in a previous video. But for pregnant women, that spike in cortisol and adrenaline can actually trigger early labor or fetal stress. It's a gamble where the prize is a tattoo, but then the stake is a life. It's never worth it, at least in my humble opinion. But the story doesn't just end with your pregnancy, it's about your immune system. It's like the hidden artist working in the background behind your tattoo. It's the reasons why tattoos fade, and also the reason why some tattoos never heal right. When I put ink into your skin, your white blood cells, they call them microphages, they rush to the tattoo site. Then they try to eat up all of those ink particles. They quickly realize that some of the particles are just way too big to eat up. So they just end up sitting there and hold them in place so they don't go anywhere. And that is why a tattoo is actually permanent. So you can think of your tattoo as a permanent standoff between your cells and the pigment. If you're sick, or if you're on antibiotics, or suffer from some sort of autoimmune condition, your gods are distracted. This is why you might notice that some people end up with puffy tattoos when it gets cold, years later after the tattoo has completely healed. Your body is literally trying to finish the job that it started years ago, which is to get that ink the hell out. We can also touch a little bit more on some no go zones that a lot of people often ignore. For example, eczema flares, psoriasis, and even taking blood thinners. I want to explain why tattooing near an area of the skin that has some sort of condition can actually cause that condition to spread to the tattooed area. This is called the Koebner Phenomenon. Your skin has memory of trauma. If you force a tattoo onto compromised skin, you're not just getting a tattoo, you're getting a lifelong flare up in the shape of that tattoo. Diabetes and healing. I think we also need to talk about blood sugar. If your circulation is poor, your tattoo isn't healing, it might actually be rotting. I've turned a few clients away, unfortunately, because some of the tattoos that they wanted, on the areas that they wanted them, you could tell that there isn't enough blood flow to sustain the trauma that the needle might cause in that area. And I know a lot of artists might just still take your money, regardless of your condition, because sometimes it might be lack of knowledge. Sometimes, we're all trying to make a living. So I'm not trying to knock the hustle. I respect it. But that's also why I'm making this video, because I think this information is important enough for people to have access to so that they make better decisions, both as artists and even as clients. I think there's a lot of misinformation or a lack thereof information on the client side about what in the tattooing space. We don't have a lot of literature that has ever been published. People don't write books necessarily. We usually draw more than we do anything else in terms of documenting useful information outside of our personal apprentices or people within proximity to us in a way that they can get this information. But personally, I'd rather lose a booking than have a client who has a scarred, infected, or blurry mess. I think that your reputation is built on the clients who you don't tattoo as much as the ones that you do. So, if you're thinking about getting a tattoo and you have some sort of health concern, my advice to you would be to wait. Your skin is going to be there in 6 months. The artist is going to be there in 6 months, hopefully. The ink is going to be there in 6 months. But your health is the only thing that actually really matters in the chair. So, please tell me, has anyone ever been turned away by an artist for being sick or for a medical reason? Or did you get tattooed while you were sick and maybe noticed that the healing was a little bit different? I'd like to start a discussion in the comment section below where we're going to talk about the science of ink on the skin. Look at me trying to be scientific. My name is Washington. Please check out the safety guide that I put together at alicetattoos.com in the resource section if you create an artist account. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, ciao.